like how resonant that is. I think I need to find a... No. No. Oh. This could be interesting if I... Tom Oberheim, man. I think this is an OB6 song here. We try again. What an interesting... What's up, everyone? My name's Tony Anderson. I write, record, and mix instrumental and ambient music. Whatever ambient music is, I do it apparently. And we're in my studio. We're in Los Angeles today. I mean, every day I wake up right now, I'm in LA. I can't get out. It's like I'm trapped in the Matrix with this COVID stuff. We're in my studio today. I made an album, came out on March 26th, whatever. I was more excited about the fact that we're doing a studio tour, which I've been wanting to do for a while. I don't know if it's gonna be one episode. I don't know if it's gonna be a lot, but I wanted to bring you into my space. It's been a passion of mine for a long time. I have equipment, gear, instruments, synthesizers, stuff of that nature. I also have this handy xylophone. And I thought it'd be fun to bring you in a little bit to my process, what I do, maybe go a little deeper into like routine, process, how I create, maybe how I mic my piano, stuff like that. So I don't know where this is gonna go. If you all have thoughts, questions, ideas, put them in the comment section. But just as a caveat, if I ever become a YouTuber, send help. Could be police, could be psychotherapists. If I ever ask you to like or comment or subscribe or share anything, send help. That means I've gone off the deep end. I really just wanted to do this to bring you in and connect a little bit because it's been a lonely year. It's been a depressing year. It's been a discouraging year. I've been in here writing and that's cool, but I'm ready to be around people again. So that's why we're doing this. And I don't think there's any more natural way to start a studio tour than just showing you the space. And oh, what a space this is. The very first spot I was in was where I grew up in Central Florida in Ocala, and I shared a bedroom with my older brother. And I started in that room, and it was like fluorescent light, horrible acoustics. I didn't care. I was just figuring it out, making music. Took that PC with me to college and had a dorm room studio for a bit in Joplin, and I would go work my other jobs, Outback Steakhouse, best job in my life. No rules, just right. When I finished college, I actually rented a little space in what used to be a tanning salon in Joplin, Missouri. It was awful, but I loved it. I was writing. 08, 09, I actually came out here to LA, tried to work for Hans Zimmer. They were like, no way, your stuff is terrible. They said more words than your stuff is terrible. They were definitely right. I was not ready, and frankly couldn't afford to move out here and make it work at that time. So after that rejection, I quit and started a nonprofit. Moved to Lexington, Kentucky. We had a karate studio outside of us, a Pentecostal church next to us, which was called the Mountain of Fire and Miracles. And then there was a moose lodge beneath me. A moose lodge is a collection of old people who've given up on life, and they drink and do karaoke every night. It's the only place in Lexington, Kentucky that you could smoke indoors. And the cigarette smoke would come through their ceiling, which was my floor, and just hang out in my room. That studio was amazing. I loved it. I wrote a lot of music I really love in that space. And by the time I got back into music, which was kind of accidentally in like 2011, 2012, I actually put those resources into building a studio in Lexington, downtown. And I spent like 8 months with friends of mine and contractors and a designer. And I had a big lobby, a full kitchen, a straight up luxury bathroom, and a perfectly angled and symmetrical mixing room. It was like 20 by 20. And it was everything I wanted, but it felt really sterile. It never felt alive. And there was no natural light coming into my sound room. And it just felt like it was too perfect. This spot has it all for me. And frankly, it's probably I think it's my most favorite out of all of them, even the really nice spot I had. It's my favorite so far. So yeah, I make fun of it. It has quirks and features. It sounds terrible, but I don't care because I love the vibe and the energy. This area over here is actually the area I like the least in the studio. It's a mixture of the cabinets, this fake concrete countertop, this veneer wood over there. Oh, like you have these cabinets that every time someone's leaning up against here and talking, they just pop open. And I hate them with every fiber of my being. They're fake wood. Slightly resembles the wood on the side of a Juno 60 synth, but it's fake. These like never close or open properly. And I got so mad at this one day because it was buzzing. And I ripped this door off just in anger. I just literally ripped it off. And then I realized we were gonna make this like studio tour. And so I had to call a handyman to come out and like repair it. And he was like, this looks like someone ripped this off in rage or anger. I was like, oh man, wow. Must have been the prior tenant, wow. The tile stresses me out. I already deal with anxiety and I am OCD. You know, that's a real thing. This puts my OCD up to a new level. It's like every morning when the light is amazing in here, I see all the dust. Here's what I do like though. I've got some windows. You know, a lot of spaces I've been in before had no natural light, no windows, none of that stuff. I have these shelves that I'm worried every day will fall. They hold animals, sheep, bunny, anything. So if you'd like to send me one, I have 2 open spots right now. 2 are being rented by this rabbit and this sheep, but there are 2 spots here that are left open. Also, if you'd like to send me alcohol, you can also do that. Most people are more interesting when they drink. I have a lot of friends that are alcoholics, and if you are one of those, don't drink, for sure. Definitely don't do it. But if you're not an alcoholic and you can do it within reason, this will open up portals into your imagination. Mezcal, for example. When I moved to LA, I tried to get my friends to drink bourbon because I lived in Kentucky for 9 years. They said, sorry, we don't do that. We don't do brown liquids. We only do clear liquids, water, mezcal. Okay, so I have a few mezcals to choose from. This is my untouched bourbon reservoir. This is from my friend Chris Coleman. Thank you, Chris, for this willet. Absolutely gorgeous willet over here. This is fun. My friend Amanda gave this to me. It's a bird call made by a Frenchman. So look, in case you were wondering what it was, in case you have lots of boxes like this, and you're like, oh, where's my bear call? Or where's my fox call? Well, thankfully, this Frenchman has labeled this box as this is your bird call. Oh, and if you needed even more clarification, there it is, okay? This is for birds only. If you're trying to call your partner, which is what we call them in California, we don't use husband or wife, we say partner, this is not for you. This is a bird call only, okay? Storage, cables. You know us audio people, we're always using cables. I'll walk in here, eyes closed. Just as a challenge, I'll try to connect cables together, be like, 3, 2, 1, you know, oh. I did it, oh my God, I did it. Here's a quote from one of my favorite movies called Babette's Feast. This is gonna be serious, okay? I'm gonna read it to you, it's gonna hit you hard. An artist is never poor. Babette. Temperature, my piano is always going out of tune. So I have to keep attention to the temperature in here and the humidity. California's actually really good with this. We're at like 50% humidity almost year round here, and it's pretty dope. This spot is definitely not, it's not a bad spot. It's not a great spot. Acoustically, you know, it doesn't sound amazing. I had some sound panels hung, acoustic treatment I brought with me from my last spot in Kentucky. You know what? I made it work, and I've been really thankful during the COVID era to like have a spot that isn't in the house with me. You know, it's a spot that's like totally detached. I have privacy. If it's like 10, 11 p.m., I'm done with dinner, you know, Brooke wants to go to sleep, I still just walk like 20 feet out here. All the stuff's waiting. I can write at night. It's amazing. Ooh. Let's play that. Oh, I love this one. How that sounds. Oh man. Did not even hear that top line until today. Do you do this at your house? Do you have a chair or a place you sit that you're just like, because I don't want to pretend like I'm being serious right now. I really just do this. I look outside just like this. Since coming out here to California and LA, one of the main things was to try to integrate life and work together. I hate the conversation on like hustle and like crush it and grinding it out. Like music isn't like that. I don't write a lot of music. I don't write very fast. I'm a slow writer. I maybe get 2 to 4 hours of productive work done during the day. And the rest of the day is just not about music. So that's what this space is. That's what our life is about. That's why when I wake up in the morning, I'm not focused on having to get in here right away. I know it'll happen. It's inevitable. At some point during the day, I'll write music, but I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to get on Instagram right away in the morning and see what everyone else is doing, you know, and then feel anxiety or comparison to have to get in here and you know, output more. But average day, I wake up later. Like my neighbors, I swear in this neighborhood, they're up at like 4:30 in the morning. They've got their rake and their broom and their leaf blower and they're like, I can't wait to garden. Or their bike, I can't wait to bike 600 miles. Like I'm like asleep through all of that. And I wake up, like this last album I did, I think I was up on average around 10:30 every morning. And first thing I think about is espresso and coffee. Let's see how close we got. I want to see exactly 424 on the scale. Oh, that is unacceptable. Anyone else with OCD will know that that is unacceptable. I have become So passionate about pulling good espresso, single origin espresso, making cortados, stuff like that. Now we go over to our distribution station. Check this distribution tool out, look at that. I used to like shake it with my hand. Look at that. Look how good that looks, even before tamping. And I have my tamp tool, right? Takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Ooh, yes. Look at that, so even before the shot has been pulled. Let's pull some Spro. I can't believe I just called it that. I feel like there's a group of people who call it Spro that I just joined that I did not intend to join. Oh, that looks so sexy. There we go, one spout. I cannot believe how enjoyable that is. Oh, it's like perfection. Not my finest hour. Breakfast is amazing. We're obsessed with breakfast. Have you seen that episode of Portlandia where the couple starts planning breakfast as soon as they're done with dinner? Like, Brooke and I are that couple. Oh, that's amazing.
Smell? Smell good?
Oh my God, it smells so good. I think my whole coffee and breakfast thing lasts about an hour every morning. And then it's heading outside and enjoying the light and the wind and like the warmth. When I came to LA, people were like, oh, LA chews people up and spits them out. You know, you're gonna hate it, it's just expensive. And I don't know, I think it's like cool for people to hate California, for sure. But it's actually been restful. I wanted a lot of plants and greenery around. I came out here because I wanted to get better at my job, you know. I wanted to co-write more with friends who are really talented producers and really, really skilled soloists. And we had like 8 months of that until the world shut down. So then it made me go, well, why are we gonna stay? And I think I decided I wanted to stay to help kind of rebuild what LA is gonna become next, you know? A lot of the artists, a lot of people bounced and left town. And so it's more about like, you know, we came with the hope to contribute to the arts scene here. I want to stick around to contribute and help the rebuild. We have like a colony of hummingbirds that live here now, little babies that just hatched.
Hello, little birdies.
I think they're actually gonna take over my life. I think it's actually a plan where they're gonna move into the house and kick me out and make me live in one of their small nests. But I love them here and I'm checking in on them. I'm making nectar for them. I kind of have like a full service Michelin-starred hummingbird restaurant. Up front, fresh, clean hummingbird food. But as the light gets less and less, I go into more of a creative mode. And so I'll usually, when I'm done with all my outdoor stuff and errands and all that, I'll come in here. And before I turn any equipment on, I sit in this chair. I call this my midnight chair. It's indigo blue, I like it. If I don't sit in this chair and I go right to creating music, totally different vibe. It's a confused vibe. It's like a confused, I don't have a center motive. But if my motive can be a little more pure, that I'm about to sit down and channel music and make something that hopefully is a gift to someone that'll unlock them. If that's the motive, there's a way higher likelihood of making something that's an actual gift to someone. So I want to be a giver to my instruments. I want to be a giver to my tools, not a taker. I'm gonna actually switch to the Pro 3 now. lost it. Let's try that again. There we go. I would like to live the rest of my life inside of a Reverb tail. I want to tell you about my desk, though. This desk is a big part of what I do. And when I moved out to LA, I had a different desk that was like a fixed height thing. This is actually a sit-stand desk, which is dope. We'll get into that in a second. Be patient, relax. And when we came out here and I had my initial desk set up, it had been heavily damaged during the move. So basically that led to the best thing ever because I had to reach out to a few local carpenters and artisans. And thankfully the first call I made was the best call on the planet to Brandon Munoz, or Monkwood as he's known on Instagram. And Brandon said, yeah, I would love to build a desk for you. I'm backed up at the moment. You know, he has like a really long wait list. And he said, but tell me what you're looking for. I said, well, the dream would be to have like a rack cabinet for my gear and a desk, and I want it to be sit stand, and I wanted to have a, like a pull-out drawer for a MIDI control keyboard. I wanted to be able to hide cables, and I wanted to be able to have some pieces of audio gear in front of me. Oh yeah, and I would also love for it to support a screen that's floating, and have a place for the screen mount to grab onto. And he's like, okay, easy. I was like, are you serious? So months later, he delivered this to me, and it is phenomenal. I mean, this desk, it looks beautiful. It is beautiful. It feels incredible. The grain on the wood, if I'm not saying that incorrectly, the grain on the wood is just absolutely immaculate. But more than anything, I know this sounds so random, so many people I talk to in the art industry, especially in the music and audio engineering industry, complain about neck and back and shoulder pain because you're like in the same position every day and your arm is like fixed with a mouse. And what this has enabled me to do is if I get tired or fatigued sitting, which I don't really anymore because you can change this to whatever height you want. Look at that. I just stand, pull it out, got my keyboard, my mouse, my Theragun. This is not an ad for Theragun, but Theragun should pay me. Look at that. Oh. All right, so Brandon built me the desk. He also built me this. This rack cabinet is absolutely glorious. Same material and construction as the desk, but obviously its purpose is to just hold gear. And if you come from the software world, all of these pieces of gear, without overcomplicating it, they're basically just like software plugins in physical form. That's all this is. So we'll do another episode, don't worry, about the gear, how I mix, my effects pedals, all that, and also the synthesizer, because I didn't draw attention to the Pro 3 here for a reason. Right now, let's just focus on the fact that this gorgeous piece of furniture has been built just to house my equipment. And it's got an open back design, which means any of these pieces of gear, say for example, a Culture Vulture 176s, the branch channel strips, the heat can escape. It's great. I just love it. I love the way it looks. I'm passionate about it. I like the form factor of meters. I like knobs. I like hearing switches click around, and I like the gratification of like when I move a knob, I like some resistance there. And I love seeing meters lit up. And I know all this stuff really well. You know, everything in here was picked either because I know the person who built it or because I demoed a lot of gear in the same neighborhood or same family and decided, hey, this is the one I want to keep. Oh, it's just beautiful. I love looking at it. I love thinking about it. I know it's just a holder, but I love it. Here, this is a newer piece. Brandon built this for me very recently.
What have you made here, Brandon?
Oh, let's see.
I got to a point where I was sitting at the piano And I wanted something that was to my left that when I was there, I could pull out a tray, have a keyboard and a mouse and a trackpad, and basically control Logic by sitting at the piano. Now, this is by no means my idea. Like, I didn't make that up. A lot of people do that. But he built it in a way that he's got spaces here, which I have not filled out yet, for all my preamps. And he built me a couple drawers here. So I've got a few of my additional reverb pedals down here, another Specular Tempest, the Auto Machines BAM. And here, I just have a bunch of tubes for my compressors and EQs sitting here at the moment. But the plan is to fill this out with all my preamps so that when I'm at the piano and I'm wanting to record, and I want to change the gain input and output positions for my preamps, they're just going to be right here. So for monitoring, I do two things. I've got headphones that I wear. If my desk is in the up position, kind of, obstructs my speakers. And I'll wear these. We'll get to those in a second. But my main monitors are the Augsburger Duo 8s with the sub. And these are absolutely fascinating. They're really, really powerful. The amount of bass that comes out of them is obscene, to the extent that I've got to wear these quite a bit because my neighbors can easily get woken up. Brooke often texts me in the middle of the night, the bass is too loud. And she also spells bass, B-A-S-E, which is just very endearing. But these are extremely clear, extremely high fidelity speakers with a single crossover point, meaning that everything under 1,350 hertz comes out of these two 8-inch subwoofers, and then the 12-inch subwoofer per channel. Everything above 1,350 comes out of the tweeter here. Just so literally one crossover point between the low frequencies and everything that's not low. And it makes it really clear. That's all I know. In my listening position at my desk, the sound gets to me from each speaker in under 1 millisecond. So these are able to get sound to me faster than sound can bounce off of stuff and reflect and hit me in the listening position. The reason I bought these back in 2016 is because they just told the truth about my music. I have a lot of deficiencies in my music. I work mostly in the lows, the low mids, and the mids. And I wanted something that would tell me either how muddy or how unclear or how unfocused the low and the low mids were. And these won out, they just did. However, like I said, they throw bass so far. And sometimes even when I'm listening at a moderate volume in here, because this room is not made to contain bass frequencies, it wakes people up. So, I don't know how you say the name of this company. I think it's Audiz, I don't know. Look at these. Every once in a while when I want to turn my Wi-Fi on, I just walk into the house with these. These headphones from Audiz, these are the LCD-X, like closed back. You can actually mix songs on these though. It's crazy. They're made in a way that all I know is when I use these, and I'm using them instead of the speakers, when I listen to the song back on the speakers after using these, they sound the same. Now on my desk, I like to keep a few things that bring me joy. Let's start with the McLaren F1. Favorite road car of all time. I will never be able to afford one of these. I think they go for around 20 million. But when I was in high school, I got to actually sit in one of these at a trade show and start it up. And I'm still living in that moment. Moving on, next thing, a little more serious. This is a bullet fired in World War II. And fired from an M1 Garand rifle from an American soldier at a German. They clearly missed. They recovered this at Saint-Mary-Église in Normandy. It obviously missed, so this has a good ending to it. I keep this up here because it's a big perspective reset for me. I love the decanter. Brooke got it for me. It's absolutely gorgeous, but what it's full of is bourbon. And I have this up here because I spent 9 years of my life living in Lexington, Kentucky, and I have so much love for the city of Lexington, the state of Kentucky, and the people that I met during that journey. And so many deep, lifelong friendships formed during that time. So This is my little, like time machine, going back in time. Dodge Viper. Look at it. How could you not love it? This was every kid that grew up in the 90s. You know, I was born in the 80s, but really was cognizant of life more in the 90s. Every 90s kid knows exactly what this is. And I lose my mind every time I see one on the road. I know they're unsafe. They don't have like analog brakes. They don't even have air conditioning. None of that. But so nostalgic. Takes me right back to my childhood. And my dad's friend had one of these growing up, and my dad rounded a 90-degree corner going like 60 miles an hour, blew the back end out, fishtailed around the corner. I love you, Dad. Thank you for that moment. And then last thing, I always keep a few reverb pedals out on my desk. If I'm ever in a rough place and I'm tempted to not use reverb, I just close my eyes, take a breath, open them up, realize, that's right, I should be using reverb. So the two I have out right now are GFI Specular Tempest. This is the Blackout Edition. I own two different Tempest pedals. I use them for different things. This one I print all of my synths through. I trap reverb in all my waveforms. I print it in. I never leave it as a post effect. And I love this algorithm on here. This is the Spatium algorithm. I use the other one for the Infinity algorithm, so I can use both at once. Great pedal. Definitely worth the money. This one is the RMX 16. This is the 500 series rebirth from AMS Neve. And I got his own little enclosure just for it. Most people put these like alongside of other 500 series gear, not me. I love looking at it. It has a screensaver. Get yourself a reverb that has a screensaver. I mean, look at this. Does it ever hit the corner exactly? No, it doesn't. Keypad, totally unnecessary. Greatly appreciated. And this is the sound and the soul of the 80s. I get it. You can get the plug-in. I get it. You can try to pay thousands of dollars for the vintage 80s unit. To me, I like the form factor, and it has a wet-dry mix knob on it. So this is my desk. I keep it minimal. I keep it clean. I keep it simple. I don't like clutter. I don't like seeing cables running everywhere. Smooth, simple. I like to think of this. If Marie Kondo were to show up tomorrow, and I hope she does, I hope she enters my life in a mysterious and magical Japanese way. If that happens, I want her to come in, see this desk, and weep with joy that something she said on her Netflix show rubbed off on someone. Well, it has, Marie Kondo. I love you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last thing on the menu for this episode is my chair, which I hadn't thought was important until I realized, man, it's like actually super important. It does affect my back pain or lack thereof. And I'll be honest, this is not an ad. These people don't know I exist. They're called Stealth or Ergo Lab or something like that. This is the Stealth chair. All I can tell you is that. And what it does is when I sit in it, can I model it for you? Look at this. When I sit in it, what it does is it forces my lower back to be in a position where I can't slouch, and my feet have to basically stay like centered on the ground like this. And so what it does is it basically doesn't let you lean back. It like keeps you right here. I love it. Now, is it the sexiest chair in the world? No. Are you kidding me? It's rather strange looking. But what I can tell you is that I don't have back pain with this chair. I haven't had back pain for years. And it's not because I take Advil or that I drink a lot. It's that I invested in a chair that helps with my posture. Posture. I'm very thankful for this chair. Now, Stealth, reach out to me. Send me a new chair. This one does creak a little bit. I haven't put WD-40 in it at all, but it does creak a little bit. And for us audio engineers, creaking is a big deal. Is that a mouse? Is it a hawk? Is it a bat? Is it a vulture? Is it a crow? Or is it my chair? When I can't tell between animal and chair, that's your problem, not mine. So that's my chair. And up here in the piano mics, these are the chords. Ooh, so boomy. I feel like I'm always removing the same frequencies here. These are the hyper clear, detailed.
Yeah, that sounds.
And then And then these are the dark ones, the big black ones on the left and right, the coals. So you need both. So then all of a sudden you put the DPAs in and you get like, and now let's look at the melody here. There we go. Okay, so all together. I feel like it was birthed today. I feel like it went from my head onto Logic, so I don't have to worry about it. It's there. And just like that, episode 1 is done. Do we need more of these episodes? I'm not sure. If we do, they'll get more into the synths, the mixing gear, the piano, how I mic things. If you have any specific questions, you can always drop them in the comments. But for now, here's your job. Here's your responsibility. Go ahead and unsubscribe, block me, delete the YouTube app, click the thumbs down, and hopefully we never speak again. Bonsoir.